Hello, everyone. Welcome to this webinar. I'm Maxime. I'm working for magicplan as a product owner. And my job at magicplan is mainly to focus on our estimating product and also on our scoping product. Today, we will focus on the estimating product. I will mention the scoping one at the end of the meeting. But yeah, today is going to be about estimating. This webinar is dedicated to anyone who is using our estimating solution, but more to beginners because we are going to go through a simple use case of how to use our estimating product. If you do have experience, you might see things that you already know, but I guess it never hurts. We are going to wait 1 more minute before kicking off, just to give some time to more participants to join. But this gives me the opportunity to say that if you have any question during this live, feel free to leave them in the Q&A, and we'll make sure to follow up either by answering the questions live at the end of the demo or via email if we are short in time. So yeah, I'm gonna start sharing my screen. You should be able to see it now. You should be able to see my my magicplan cloud account. So again, if you have any question, leave them in the Q&A section at the bottom of the screen, and yeah, I will answer them. Here we are looking at my personal magicplan account on the cloud. I will perform this demo on my desktop, but I can tell you that our estimating product is available also on tablets. What you would need though is an internet connection, because even though it's available through the app to create or read an estimate, you need to be connected. For now, our estimating product is not available on phone due to the size of the screen, but we are working on it. And at the end of the demo, I will mention a new feature we are working on that will enable you both to prepare your estimates without an internet connection and also on your phone. This is the scope of work feature that I will mention. And if you are interested into it, I will anyway reach out to you via email so we can have further discussions about it. All right, let's focus on estimating now. So here I see I have my project. I'm gonna select this one here about a water damage. So the example we are going to go through today is a classic restoration use case. But if you do remodeling, I'm pretty sure you will be able to see how you can use our estimating solution for your specific use case. But if you don't, and if you have doubts about how to use it, don't worry. At the end of after this live, I will send you an email with a link to my calendar so we can go deeper in one-to-one session to really study your use case. So here you see the same thing as if you were in the app. So you can see that we have a floor plan. We have some photos of a water damage, a ceiling water damage. And you see here that you have this section called estimates. So if you are located in the US and you are a pro user, you were not seeing this section until recently. We decided to offer as part of the pro offer our estimating solution. I think it was 1 month ago that we decided to do that. So to create an estimate, I can hit the plus button and I can decide to create my estimate either from scratch or using a template. I will start this demo by creating the estimate from scratch, but I will show you at the end how to use templates and how templates can enable you to create estimates, accurate estimate faster than before. So here I hit the create button. A short loading screen will disappear to show an empty estimate. So you can see that an empty estimate contains quite some information. Sorry, double loading here. So what I can see here on the screen is at the top, I have my basic information about my estimate. That's a unique ID that you can't change, but you can set up a date of issue, let's say today, and a validity date. Maybe your estimate will be valid until end of next month, and then you can select these dates here. They will appear, if you like, on the PDF that we will export later. Same for the customer. I can add a customer or not, so I can create a new customer on the fly, but I can also add an existing one. If I do have recurrent customer, then all their details will be available here, and you can select them. We see that here I have the customer details added, and yeah, that's pretty fast to do. Below, you will see an opening statement section, sorry, and at the end, a closing statement. That's basically an introduction and a conclusion that you can type and that you can display at the top and at the bottom of your estimate. You see here that my opening statement is already filled in. This is because in the settings of an estimate, I can preset many details to estimate faster. So here we can type as around like 5,000 characters, and yeah, that will be displayed on the PDF. All right, now let's go and have a look at the heart of the estimate, how to add line items. So here I can see that my line items, I don't have any yet, are grouped by section, meaning that I can create like section to structure my estimate the way I want. But in this example, I would like to show you how it looks like when you group line item per location. One of the major features of magicplan is the sketching tool that you can the later sketching tool that you can use, and our estimating product is integrating your floor plan. So here we see all the rooms that were created beforehand in my sketch. Right now we don't have a preview of the floor plan, but that's something we will add or actually reintroduce because we had it before. So you can have a preview of the shape of the room in case you have 2 bedrooms, for instance. But let's say that in this example, I'm only interested in the living room and maybe the bathroom. Maybe my water damage only impact these 2 rooms. And then I can decide to hide some of the rooms and reorder them if I want the bathroom to be first in my estimate, for instance. Now that I have the right scope for my estimate and I only have the rooms I'm interested in, I can add a new line item. I can do that by creating it from scratch. Same as the estimate, we always leave you the opportunity to create a custom estimate, so to really have all the flexibility you need. But it's likely that if you do estimate often, you will have a price list that you will get line items from. So the name, the code, the categories, and the prices are predefined. That's one of the main things of our estimating solution is that it's more powerful when you are using price lists. So I see here that I can add line items from a price list. And to explain you what a price list is, we're just gonna put one. We're just gonna take a moment to look at price list and come back to the estimate after. So here, I'm going to click here on the side. I see that I have price list. Price lists are only visible for admin users. So think about promoting yourself or your teammates as admin if you want them to be able to create or edit price list. How to create a price list. Here I see that I have like a bunch of them. I'm gonna talk about them. But if you are a new user to our estimating solution, this section will be empty. The only price list you will see is the Craftsman book at the bottom of the screen that is offered by default to all our US customers. Here, what I can do to create a new price list, I can import it. So maybe first you can create a new price list from scratch. And if you do, you will land on a screen where you can create the line items one by one. But I think if you do already have a price list, you might want to import it. So I'm just gonna delete this one to keep a clean screen. And if I click on import here, I will be able to generate an Excel template that I will be able to fill in to upload my price list. I'm not going to go in details about this specific feature because it would be a bit too long. But again, we have some videos showing how to use that, and I'm also available for one-on-one if you want us to upload your price list together. But what you can see here is that you can decide what you want to define in your price list. So only basic elements, description, category, location, but you can, and the prices, of course, but you can also go deeper and decide if you want to set up the markup directly in your price list, the discount, or whatever. That's it. And when you import a price list, you will land on a page like this, gathering all your line items. A very important point here is that you see that my price list is published. If you do not publish a price list, it won't be available when you are building an estimate. So always remember about publishing your price list if you want it to be available. We can see here that I have my workspace, but also my teams. If I do use teams, I can use them to publish price lists only in specific teams. And so you can segmentate who has access to what in your workspace. So that's it about a price list. I will go into more details when we are building an estimate. So let's go back to it. But you will see that the user interface to build a price list and build an estimate is very similar. So if you know how to build one, you will know how to build the other. Going back to my estimate, so with my water damage that affect both my bathroom and the living room. Coming back to what I was saying, price list here, when I click, I see that I only see 4 price lists. It's because only 4 of them were published in my workspace. Here, I will select my water damage price list, and I see that I have my sections reflected. So I'm going to take a moment to add some of the line items. I can add the line item one by one or add the full section, but here I'm going to just take a moment to select these line item. I see that I have them. It's written here that we have 4 line item selected, and we can add them. And I'm gonna just take a moment to add them all. So here, this is a simplified price list just for this demo, where you will see that we have a basic estimate for water damage. Don't pay too much attention on the prices. That's not what matters the most here, but you will be able to set your own prices. So if you see some prices that don't fit what you do, that's because it's only a demo, and I'm not an absolute expert in pricing, but yeah, you will get the idea. All right, so here we see that we have all the line items that were added to the bathroom. So how many? 10 of them were added. And I can see that they have their description, a category, and the quantities and the prices that are already calculated. How so? This is because these were already set up in my price list. So if I open a line item, I will go through the properties here on the right side of the screen. So I see that the name, the code, and the categories are defined, and they have a locker next to it. This is because I locked the property in my settings. So people who are building the estimates can't modify the name, the code, or if I scroll below, neither the prices. So I'm going to zoom out to be sure I have like the full picture. But yeah, so here we have these properties, the description, and the one I would like to spend some time on is the quantity. So the quantity is not locked because it makes sense to be able to adjust the quantity when you are estimating. And yeah, so we see here that the seating area was already set in my price list. So I don't need to make any calculation of quantity. This is set by default. But we can go here a little bit more in details to see all the formulas available. So I have the floor area, the floor perimeter, the seating area, and a bunch of formula that you can play with. So here you can mix the formulas together. So you can have the seating area plus the wall area that are here. And you can, if you want, for instance, I don't know if you are doing some painting job. Sorry, just misclicked. If you are doing some painting jobs, you can adjust by adding, I don't know, 10% of waste, multiplying by, meaning that you multiply the formula by 1.1. So this interface here is not looking as good as the rest of the product. This is because we are currently working on redesigning it. And this gives me the occasion to tell you that this product that you are looking at is a young product in the sense that we've been working on that for the last year and a half, I would say, which is good because it's very encouraging to see that we have been able to do all these features in a short time. And this also gives me the occasion to say that like the best is yet to come. We are working actively on the feature to improve it every day. So if some designs look off to you, or if you are facing some bugs, that should not happen. But if that's the case, it's also because we are continuously working on improving the product. Here, I think we talked about the formulas. That's good. We see here below that we have the costs that are described. So here the unit is feet square. So it's the cost per feet square in terms of equipment, material, labor, and other. So you can decide to use the 4 of them or only one of them. If you want to split one line item for labor, one for equipment, and one for material, that's totally fine. You can do that. And if I scroll down, I will see that I have some cost rules applied. By cost rule, I mean markup here, discount, and tax. We see that we have some tax already applied. So we have an out-of-pocket job markup of 9% applied. A state tax of 7%. Again, these numbers might not be accurate, but that's just for the demo. And the reason why they are applied is because they have been preset to be applied to all my estimates. And if indeed I scroll to the bottom here in the total section, I will see that I have this markup applied on my all estimate. So we see that this markup is a 9% markup only applied to labor cost. But if I want it to be applied to all costs, then I can just adjust it, and then the calculation will be updated automatically. The cost rules, they can be applied at the document level, what we've just seen, but they can also be set up for a specific line item. If you want, for instance, for the cleanup to apply a specific discount because for some reason, I don't know, you were late or something, you can adjust, you can set it here. So special discount. And you can set up 5% discount on all cost group, and you save this cost rule, and you will see that the new rule will only apply to the selected line item. So I confirm, and I will see that I only have this special discount on the last line item, not on all of them. So that's how the cost rule works. And again, you can preset them in your settings. We might have a look at them if we have time. All right, so here I have all my line items in my bathroom, and maybe I notice that I need to do exactly the same or only some of them for the living room. So what I can do is maybe select them all, but maybe I don't want to do the water extraction and these 3 line items in the living room. So I deselect them, I duplicate, and once it's done, I can just click on move, and at the bottom of the screen, I will see, so I have the menu hiding it, but I see that I can move them in the living room. And just in one click, I have duplicated the work to be done in the bathroom and moved it to the living room. So here we could consider that we are done with this estimate. So I did not adjust all the line items, but still, I did a bit of work, and you can see that it was pretty fast. So I will now go to the next step, which would be that I'm happy with my estimate, and what I want to do is send it to a customer. So for now, it's not possible to send the estimate directly through magicplan. What you would need to do is to export it as a PDF and send it via email, for instance, to your customer. To do that, what you will need to do is to click on the export button, and you will see a couple of options. So PDF is what we are going to have a look at now. Excel is an Excel file with a flat list of line items. This can be useful if you want to re-import your price list, your estimate, in another software. And the last one that is not available yet, we are working on it. That's why I see it on my account, and I'm not sure when, but you will see it too in the coming month, I hope, is an integration with QuickBooks that will enable you to export your estimate directly in QuickBooks. But as I said, let's focus on the PDF. Clicking on PDF, and here I will see that my page is divided in 2. So on the left side, I have a preview of my PDF, and on the right side, I have all the presets. So these presets that I'm going to show you, they can be saved. So it needs to be done only once, and later in the future, you don't need to do that again. All right, so if I look at my estimate, I have like a title, estimate, to tell what it is, logo of my company. This is set up in the company profile, same as for the other export. So here in the company profile on the left, you can choose your logo and you can define your company details. So here, this address. Here you can see on the left who you send the estimate to, who sent it. In that case, that's me. That's the email of the user who did create the estimate. You can see below that you have some info about the estimate, the name of the estimate, the reference, the dates that we set up at the beginning, and the opening statement. So here I have a blank space here. I need to figure out why I think we should not have this space here. But what I can show you is that on the right side of the screen, I have some setup options. So I can decide to group my line items per location. I see here that I have bathroom and a living room. But if I want, I could decide that I want to group by category, because I've seen that my line items were assigned to categories. So in my example, these were mitigation, drying, air quality. But these categories, you can set it up the way you want. You can name them phase 1, phase 2. It's very flexible. You can choose what you like. In my example, I'm gonna stay in stay with group by location. I can see that I can decide to show or hide the total per room, and decide which level of detail I want to give. Maybe I want to stay very simple. Maybe if it's for internal purposes, I want to give the code, the quantity, the unit cost, and the total. And then if I set it up, I will see all this information here. And yeah, so below I see that I have more things that I can set up. Do I want to show my markup and my discount directly on my estimate? So I can, but if I do, it's going to be displayed here at the bottom of the PDF. So here I see that I see the markup, the tax, but not the discount. So maybe if it's for external purposes, I want to do the opposite and show the discount but not the markup. And if I do, that's here. I see the discount and the tax, but not the markup. And the markup is not only hidden, it's included in the costs of all the line items. So it's impossible for the person reading it to recalculate your margin. And here, what we can see now is that you can reorder your sections, and you can decide to hide some. Let's say, for instance, that these here, the category total, I don't want to show that. Then I go on the right side of the screen, and the category subtotal, I can click on the I button, and I'm just going to hide it. And yeah, so play around with this. You can also choose the format of your page. A4 US letter you can play. And really, I think you can end up with a PDF that looks the way you like. But if when using it, you are facing some troubles, or if you are missing some features, please let us know. I use the opportunity to have you here to tell you that we are working on a feature to include the floor plan and the measurement directly in the PDF. So that has been required for quite some time, but I'm happy to say that we are currently working on it. So it's going to take a couple of weeks of development, but it's gonna be out rather soon. All right, so when I'm done, I can save this presets if I want to reuse it later, or I can just click on export. And when I do, I get a PDF. That's the joy of the live demo. Maybe it's a long loading. Yeah, so I got it. The estimate was successfully exported. And it's available in my file section. So here I'm saying my estimate PDF. And if I go back here and exit this screen and also exit here my estimate and go back to my project, here I am. Sorry for the fast clicking. I will find my estimate here at the bottom. So I have 3 of them because I clicked 3 times thinking the button was not working, but actually it was. So that's why I have 3 examples of my estimate. All right, something else that I would like to show is that you can create as many estimates that you want, and maybe you want to keep track of your estimate and what you did with them. So what you can do is click here on the status and mark the estimate as sent, accepted, or rejected. I'm going to do it because I want to show you that as soon as you mark your estimate as sent, accepted, or rejected, the estimate is locked. So it says that this estimate was sent on the 10th of September and that you can't edit it because we think that you should keep track of exactly what you sent to the customer. So if you would like to edit this estimate, you would need to duplicate it first, and then you would get a new version of your estimate as a draft. And this one, you will be able to edit it. And all your estimates, you find them here. And you can find the list of when they were last modified and their status and who is the last person who edited the estimate. All right, so that's how we import a price list, build an estimate, export it when we do not use templates. Right now, let's give it a shot with templates. So I'm going to show you how templates work. They are available here on the left of the screen. Estimate template. So I've pre-created one, but you will see pretty easily how it works. So basically, a template is an estimate without floor plan. Because yes, you can create an estimate even though you don't have a floor plan. You will just need to calculate the quantities manually. There will be no link between the floor plan and the estimate because there is no floor plan. And that's exactly the same for the template. So when you build a template, what you are building is a recurrent list of line items that you most of the time use when you are performing a water damage here, because that's how the template is called. So here I see that basically I added the same line items as I just added in my estimate, and I can preset them, I can adjust them, I can adjust the quantity. Here we see that seating area is applied, and I can even choose the room it will be assigned to. So if I know I have a specific template for water damage in basement, then I can select a basement here in the list somewhere, don't find it. And if there is a basement in your floor plan, your line item will be associated directly to the specific room. So here for the example, we're going to look for bathroom, and we will see, we will see that this first line item, the water extraction, will directly go in the bathroom, while the other will be placed at the project level. So let's illustrate that. That would be easier to understand. So I go back to my project, I click on plus, and here, instead of hitting the blue button, I can click on template and select the template I'm interested in, water damage. And then I click on create, and my estimate will be created. So I'm going to group by section again, will be created with all my line items already added. So I see that some do not have the calculation set, but maybe there was a mistake in my template. But if I go to the bathroom, I see that my line item here was well placed in the bathroom and that the calculation are already done. So I'm not going to go through the whole presentation of an estimate again, but what you can see here is that if you know that you are going to reuse line item, you can add them to a template and always create the estimate with the template. And maybe it's faster for you to remove those that you're not going to perform on this work site, rather than adding them all when you create a new estimate. So if you have more questions about templates, we do have a video about that as well. Again, after the live, you will receive an email from me with a link to my agenda, so you can book a slot and we can go through templates together if you like. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the demo. The last thing I can show you here is that if you go in the settings page and in the estimate tab, you will be able to set up your account. So you will be able to create categories, for instance, remediation, demolition, whatever. You can decide which properties should be locked in your price list. You can set up your cost rules. We find here my out-of-pocket markup and my state tax. You can activate or deactivate some units if you're not interested in the metric system, for instance. You will be able to set up your own custom units if you're interested in some that are not offered by default. For instance, here I created case or day. You can do that here. And you can choose the currency by default that you can always adjust at the estimate level. So I'm done with my demo. Thanks.